being back in the NFL.
And the right kind of guy for May, who floats one and open. Stick on Diggs. Down to the 10-yard line of Carolina. Mac Hollins is in the slot there. They dump it off a little screen to Henderson. He's down around the 21, 22. Here comes the flag.
Got ready, Stewart. On the outside, just got fooled on that one by Pratt. Let's take a look to see if he is in.
First down, the Panthers, and a first down, Patriots.
Yeah, you just got to stay on that thigh. You see him kick the leg right there. You just got to drive through the outside. You know, he's just one of those dudes.
As Henderson carries into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Travion Henderson scored for the rookie.
3rd and goal.
Just make the quarterback throw it underneath.
Walks it into the end zone.
Dowdle.
The Green Bay touchdown.
Back at the 22-yard line. Sam Martin to kick it away. Marcus Jones already an 87-yard punt return for a touchdown from the 25-yard line. He's trying to turn the corner, and he does.
36.
Marcus Jones. He just won't stop.
Prescott puts it up. Goes down, and he's got him this time.
Rumbling inside the 15-yard line.
At the 39-yard line.
On 3rd and 5, Hunter Henry in the game. And Hunter Henry will not reach the end zone. We'll see. Just short, but it is good enough for a first down. Antonio Gibson is in with Jack Westover, the fullback.
Fighting for the first down. Ferguson.
Antonio Gibson, and that's a Patriot touchdown.
Listen. Out there, 2nd and 6.
And made that one look easy.
Welcome in, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Athletics Podcast. As you just saw, we were taking a look at the fact that the Patriots absolutely destroyed the Panthers. Not even like, oh, close game. Not even close. Not even close. Final score was 42-13. You know, Patriots are looking fantastic, looking great. Jaxon, Dart, all those running backs. I got to say, they got some really good running backs. They got Gibson. They got the rookie you just saw, got the touchdown. You got Henderson, who also is in there. So Stevenson and Henderson, you know, so their running back core is really good on the Patriots right now. And so with that being said, though, welcome in, everybody. Welcome to the Athletics Podcast again. Beautiful weather today. We are looking good. We are dialed in today. I know this is not my normal schedule. Mondays is definitely not my normal schedule. But today I wanted to pop in. And, you know, because there's so many good games last night. There were so many good games that I'd like to take some time to take a look at and talk about. Starting off with the Vikings and Steelers. They played in Dublin, Ireland. That was a close game, but the Steelers still won 24-21. That puts the Steelers up to 3-1, while the Vikings fall to 2-2. Ravens and Chiefs game that happened last night as well. Chiefs won that game 37-20. A real bounce back that that they really needed, honestly. That, you know, they really needed that win. Dropping the Baltimore Ravens to 1-3, while the Chiefs are now 2-2, kind of middle of the pack. You know, not a great start. Obviously, if you're a Chiefs fan, not a great start for the season, but it's not completely over, not even close. Titans and Texans played. Texans flawless the Titans 26-0. You know, not really, you know, Titans really need to, I don't know, they need to pick up the pace. I don't know, something's not going good here. I mean, you can't get shut out like that, especially in today's league. Dropping the Titans to 0-4. Does that make the Titans is the Titans the only team in the NFL right now that are 0-4? Would that officially make them the only team that's 0-4 right now? No, them and the Saints, actually. No, sorry, the Saints. The Saints are also 0-4, which that makes a lot of sense, though. Saints are also kind of, you know, they need to pick it up. So, you know, I feel bad for any Titans and Saints fans out there right now, not doing too well. Speaking of the Saints, though, they got themselves whooped by Josh Allen and the Bills. To no surprise there, 31-19. Got to give the Saints, credit for not like completely letting it be a complete blowout like the Titans did. But still, though, they lost 19-31. Moving on to the Lions and Browns game. Detroit, like I had said last time, I didn't expect Detroit to have any problems in this game. 34-10. Just kind of a straightforward kind of game. 26-21 Jaguars and 49ers. Jacksonville got the W, which honestly, gotta say, dude, Jacksonville looks great right now. Adding Travis Hunter definitely was huge, especially putting him with someone like Trevor Lawrence. So this, in general, this whole offense looks good. Trevor Lawrence threw 21 for 31 for 174 yards and a touchdown, so that's very good. Like I said, I think the Jaguars are a team to actually look out for as well this year too. They're doing a lot better than they did last year for sure. Bears and Raiders, it was a very close one, but Bears win 25-24. Hey, Bears are on a 2-game win streak. They just beat the Cowboys, and now they just beat the Raiders. Geno Smith throwing 3 interceptions. I gotta say though, as some of you know, I am a Seahawks fan, but former quarterback Geno Smith is now in the Raiders, and he is doing terrible. He is throwing probably his worst career passing rating completely. He's thrown 7 interceptions with only 6 touchdowns. And, I got to say, almost 1,000 yards by week 5 is impressive. Like, he definitely throws far. He definitely gets the yardage. But his incompletions, not even his incompletions, it's his interceptions and his pass rating that's really, like, not making him look good right now. 6 touchdowns is still impressive, but 7 interceptions is beyond crazy. Even, no quarterback is doing as bad as Geno right now. Literally none. Geno is, without a doubt in my mind, he's not doing the best. He really needs to pick it up. So, like I said, I think the Raiders made a mistake, honestly, making him their starting quarterback, personally. But, maybe other people have other opinions than what I have. Also, a game that we are going to take an actual moment to, actually look and dive into, or a couple of them. One I want to specifically look at is the Giants and Chargers game. That was quite an upset. Jaxon Dart making his rookie debut in this game, also acquiring his first rookie touchdown, which is something that every young player wants to have, is have their, have their name be cheered on. But not only that, but being able to record your first NFL touchdown.
Before that, here's a run again by Dart. 1st and 10, he'll take it in. His first career touchdown. And the Giants on top. Too far from field goal range with plenty of time left. Scatterboo going first. So he's got that block on Henley right in the middle. Great play design and execution. To tie the game from 53 yards.
Alrighty. I gotta say, not only was that great play overall by the whole team, but like some things to point out is obviously that offensive line for starters, opening up the middle that well for them was impressive. On top of, gotta say, the running back. Cam, I don't know how to say it. I don't want to butcher his. I gotta learn his last name. What is it? It's Cam Scatabo. Okay, Scatabo. I think that's how you say it. Cameron Scatabo. Cameron Scatabo actually did have a great game though. 25 yards for 79, or 25 carries for 79 yards. So he did a great game. He didn't get a touchdown, but who cares? I gotta say though, that block as we just saw was fantastic. Looked really well. Jaxon Dart getting his first NFL, like I said, touchdown right there with that run-in. So congratulations to Jaxon Dart. He's looked amazing. Like I said, 13 for 20, 111 yards, and a touchdown. I think not only is his completion like really clean, only 7 incompletes, but over 100 yards and a touchdown in your debut game. That's amazing. Technically, he got 2 touchdowns, if you want to consider the rushing and a passing touchdown. So Jaxon Dart, I got to say, the fact that they won this game, not only this is their first win of the season, but it's by their rookie at playing the quarterback instead of Russell Wilson. So with that being said, I'd love to see if there's anybody in the comments, but as a Giants fan, I want to know any opinions. I need some Giants fans' opinions. What do you guys what would you guys say? Like, I feel like after that performance, upsetting the Chargers, getting your first win of the season, I think Jaxon just I think Jaxon, perfectly made his point for why he should just be the starter. I think he should 100% be a starter. And with that being said, though, there's something I want to look at here today, too. Something that caught my eye in the news was Giants' Jaxon Dart joins Tim Tebow with rare statistic feat in first start. New York Giants rookie Jaxon Dart joined the likes of Tim Tebow with his performance in Sunday's win over the Los Angeles Chargers. Dart had a passing touchdown, a rushing touchdown, and ran for 54 yards as New York picked it up in the first win of the season. Very good. The big thing, though, they wanted to talk about is Tim Tebow himself, though. If you don't know who Tim Tebow is Tim Tebow was, I would say, a very standout quarterback in his time. He didn't really have the NFL career I imagine he wished, he had. But Tebow was, though, in his first ever career game, did kind of the same thing. He was 8 for 16 on a 50% completion for 138 yards, passing yards, and a touchdown with a 78 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown. So it looks like that Jaxon Dart essentially did something that not many people have done, that Tim Tebow has done, which is accomplishing not only such a high passing yards, but also rushing yards as well, which we don't see, especially for rookie debuts. You don't really see that often. So what does that, maybe that now the question is, what does that mean? What does that look like? Well, it looks like that, honestly, like I said, is if that's how Jaxon Dart plays against the LA Chargers, imagine how he would play against the Panthers, or imagine how he'd play against the Texans, or even the Titans. If he can play that well against a team that was just barely undefeated, keep in mind, the Chargers have beaten the Chiefs and a couple other big-name teams. So it's not like the Chargers are playing all bots. They actually did also beat Denver, which Denver has a really promising defense this year. So what I'm trying to say is I think that Jaxon Dart does have a really arguable case for why he should, without a doubt in my mind, he should be starting. I understand why Russell Wilson got the job over him, obviously, because Russell Wilson has the experience. But Russell Wilson is not the Seahawks Russell Wilson anymore. He is a completely, I would say, washed version of himself. He's not who he was many, many years ago. And, he can't even get a win. He can't even get the Giants a win, not one. And so I think Jaxon Dart not only having such an impressive game, I think him overall being the next guy in line for, who's going to start, I think it's, like I said, no question. I think Jaxon Dart, after last night's performance, he really gets the, right to be like, hey, I want to be the guy that the Giants rely on. I think that's a totally fair and very arguable case. But like I said, to finish it off, Giants beat the Chargers, ending the Chargers' 3-0 streak, and giving the Giants their first win of the season. So, like I said, looking good for the rookie Jaxon Dart. Kids always, even when he was drafted, I honestly wanted the Seahawks to draft him. I really honestly wanted the Seahawks to draft him because, coming into the season, even with Sam Darnold, we just weren't sure. Losing Geno Smith, and then it's like, then we lost DK, Tyler Lockett, and a bunch more. And so a lot of questions kind of spiraled of who's going to be the next Seahawks quarterback. And so people like Jaxon Dart were someone I personally was like looking at the start of the draft, simply because I was like, well, Seattle's gotta go for a quarterback. We did get Jalen Milroe, which I'm excited to see him get some play time, hopefully in the future. But it would have been really nice to have someone like Jaxon Dart. So, shout out to Jaxon Dart for the hard work.
Cowboy bench erupts as Leofau on special teams comes up, put back in the back pocket, not to be brought out again. 13 for 32 yards thus far tonight after the struggles in Cleveland a week ago. Cowboys bring some pressure, Love putting it up top into coverage and incomplete. But Dallas had everything synced on the front and the back end that time. They've run 11 plays for 35 yards. Prescott slant. There's a good-looking play. Complete to George Pickens. Slides into wide receiver number 1 slot with the injury to CeeDee Lamb. Second and 8. He sees a double team. Still getting close to Prescott, who completes it for the first down to Ryan Flanoy at the 47-yard line. 29. Prescott putting it up for Pickens. Safety coming over. Did Pickens bring that down? Remarkable stuff. He got it. Oh, wow. CD loves it too.
Let's see. Does he get it done? The catch. Did the knee land first? That first foot was down, and then the second toe got down, didn't it? Let's see.
Yeah, you're right.
All right. So they're discussing about that play. That was actually what I wanted to look at. Just to confirm, Dak Prescott did rush a touchdown in this exact moment to score, so putting them up 9-13. I don't know. Actually, did they go? Yeah, they did. So, yeah. That play I wanted to look at specifically was the George Pickens catch. That George Pickens catch was all over my page last night, literally last night. But yeah, the game that I wanted to obviously talk about specifically is the Packers and Cowboys game last night that ended in a 40-point draw. That's right. They went into overtime and decided, screw this, it's not working. Neither team can, end the game. So this is the first game of the season that we have a draw. Week 4. It took them till week 4 to finally get a draw game. Like I said, Packers and Cowboys, that game, if you watched that game was intense. That whole match was intense. If you're a Packers or a Cowboys fans, you probably were like on your seat the whole game. I mean, hell, I'm not even a fan of either and I was on my seat. Like, it was so crazy. It was mad. It was wild. It was out there. And I just got to say, like, just crazy work by both the Cowboys and the Packers. Packers, though, I got to give it to them, though. They should have kept the lead. I mean, they were up 19-2. You were up 17 points. So, honestly, I really think they should have finished it off right there and then. I think they would have been better off if they had just been like, here we are. We're going to, take a seat in the dirt, I guess. But either way, though, I got to say both Dak and Jordan Love played the part. Also, defense, Micah Parsons being Micah Parsons. He was out there being active as always. He even in a post-conference said himself that he was a little disappointed that there wasn't exactly an end. I think he was looking for an end to it, but he shouted out Jordan Love and said, "Thank you, Jordan Love, for having our backs." So, that was really something that the Packers can be happy about, knowing that, Micah Parsons clearly is excited to be here. He wants to be here, but he also seemed disappointed to know that, he couldn't not only beat his, favorite team, but the team, not favorite team, but the team he just played for. But not only that, but they had to go into an OT. And then not only that, but they decided, you know what, it's going to be a draw. So Micah Parsons definitely expressed that. But hey, respect the guy for saying what he wanted to say, which is, hey, Cowboys, let me go. I really was hoping this would be like my get-back game. This would be the game where I would absolutely punish them, which he definitely did, but not to the extent that he wanted. Hey, well, honestly, though, Micah Parsons can say he had a better performance than DK Metcalf did when he played against the Steelers, or Seahawks, sorry. Well, plays for the Steelers against the Seahawks. My bad. But still, at least Micah Parsons can say he had a well-played game while still doing the things he needed to do and get done. Speaking of Micah Parsons, let's tune in here.
That's why it's so pivotal that, you play complementary football, because today Jordan played like the player he was, and we let him down. We didn't live up to the expectations on defense.
Aside from the outcome, what were the emotions of being back here and facing them like for you?
For me, bro, there's only one thing for me, and I told y'all from the beginning. All I know is go. So from the snap of that football, it was just about killing 4. And now it's on to whoever the Bengals got up, just killing that opponent. I just didn't think we did a great job today.
Hey, Micah, in overtime, you're rushing Dak. He breaks out of the pocket. He looks like he has a clear path to the end zone, and you get him from behind. What's the significance of that play? And when you look at the game, he may have scored a touchdown.
Yeah, it's just all about not letting my teammates down, going 100% every play. I owe it to every person in the organization, every person in that locker room to give my absolute best every time. So I don't look at the play as I think I'm here and on this podium because I'm supposed to make that play, not because it's like, oh my God, he made a play. Like, I'm supposed to make that play. I'm supposed to help our defense. That's the reason why I was brought here. Like, making plays is what I'm supposed to do. Taking it over games is what I'm supposed to do. I don't think that I should be rewarded for that play. Like, that's the reason why I'm here.
Micah, you guys actually.
I gotta say, Micah. I gotta say though, Micah's right though. I gotta say, I don't know. I think he's, I don't know. I've always liked Micah's motive. I gotta give him respect. I like the fact that he's like, my motive is go. Like, my motive is like, I just play the game. As soon as that ball snaps, I just got to play the game. Like, he clearly doesn't have, he just doesn't want to worry about who he's going to upset. He doesn't care. He's just like, this is my job. This is the game. I just need to, focus in and do what I'm supposed to do. And so I got to respect him, man. He's a true football player. Plays the game. Plays the game. Doesn't play for the fun of it. Doesn't do it because he's, trying to make money, obviously, everyone wants to make money, but, it's clear that he's here to play the game, not who he's going to upset in the run, And so I have to respect that about Micah. He's just on it. But I will say, though, I think he should give himself some credit, though. That defense played amazing. The Cowboys are still not a team you should completely cut out. They may be 1-2 or 1-2 now, but the Cowboys is not a team you should still sleep on because it's still too early in the season. Plus, you got to keep in mind, they have a new coach. The Cowboys have a whole new coach, and so it's probably gonna, realistically, if the Cowboys are gonna pick it up, start doing better, we'll probably start seeing that around week 8, maybe week 9, because like I said, the Cowboys he played a great game. Yeah, no, going back to Jaxon Dart played a great game. Same with Micah Parsons, though. Micah Parsons played a great game. They all played. Everybody, honestly, for them to tie this with such a high score, you can't, sit here and be like, oh, well, it's kind of disappointing that we didn't win. Sure, you didn't win, but you held your end. Both teams held their end, considering how high of a scoring game it was. So, at the end of the day, it just comes down to simply, at the end of the day, the game is a game. You're going to get paid. You are getting, as an individual player, you're getting paid no matter what. As long as you are doing your part and playing your heart out, you're still getting paid. Now, it would be awesome to win a Super Bowl. It'd be awesome to make the Pro Bowl. It'd be awesome to just be a superstar in general. But at the end of the day, you guys are getting paid millions of dollars to do this, to play the game. And so, with that being said, it's like, Micah, I agree with him. it's disappointing. It's definitely disappointing not to win, but it's also definitely not disappointing to lose. So, I hear what he's saying. I agree, but I really think that he shouldn't look at it as a bad thing, but again, I understand. Anyway, though, let me take a moment to slow things down a bit. We've gotten a little too deep in the National Football League. What we really need to be talking about, too, though, is the MLB. Because we're getting to the end of it. We are quite literally at the end. We are, this is it. We're here. We are in the playoffs officially. I want to start by saying Boston Red Sox, for any fans or, anybody who's not paying attention, you can stop crying. Your Red Sox have made the playoffs against the Yankees. If you're a Red Sox fan, I'm sorry. Dude, I feel bad for the Red Sox because, hey, you know what, actually? I can't talk bad about the Red Sox because the Red Sox, in their most recent series against the Yankees, they killed it. But what they didn't have was someone like Aaron Judge, who's back, who's healthy, who's ready to absolutely carve his name into this league even deeper than he already has. Speaking of the New York Yankees, we tied the Blue Jays 94-68, but Blue Jays still had the better home game record. Plus, they also beat us a lot more. So the Blue Jays, got to conquer the American East. But like I said, Yankees and Red Sox wild card series. This is going to be an intense game. It's going to be an intense series in general. Speaking of that intense series, it actually starts tomorrow. Tomorrow at 6 p.m., you can catch the Boston Red Sox going down to New York to face the Yankees at the Yankees Stadium. Yankees, like I said, I think the Yankees, as long as Aaron Judge is in good health, I think the Red Sox are gonna have a hard time. They're definitely gonna struggle against someone like that. Oh, I just got a question saying, please let me know the reason all the 3 games are in New York. It's because Yankees had a better record than the Red Sox. The Yankees went 94-68, while the Red Sox only won 89 and lost 73. So the Yankees have home field advantage because they were higher up in the rankings. So because they did better than the Red Sox, they're getting the opportunity to have, because unlike basketball, because if you watch basketball, for example, when it comes to a series, usually each team will play 2 games in one home field and then 2 games in the other. But with the Yankees, because the Yankees are up and they had the better record, they not only get home field advantage, but they basically get, I believe it's the first 3 games. And then in the event that the Red Sox win a game and they don't shut the Red Sox out 3-0, the 4th game will be hosted in the Red Sox stadium. And so which I would be shocked, as much as I like New York, I don't think they're going to shut out the Red Sox. I think this series I'm hoping the series ends up being one of those where it comes down to the final game, like game 7, essentially game 6 or 7. I'm hoping and eyeballing for game 7 possibly between these two, because not only is the franchise history behind these two teams ecstatic, but it's also the fact that it would be really embarrassing and kind of lame if there isn't, some kind of heavy, intense series, So with that being said, I really hope this game goes to at least game 6 or 7, the series. But yes, that is why the Yankees are getting home field advantage for the first 3 games, because they have the better record. They had the better record than the Red Sox did. And so with that question being answered and continuing, though, so like I said, though, it's going to be nice to see players like Aaron Judge out on the field. Judge, as everybody knows, is having had an absolute season. Honestly, if it wasn't for his injury where he missed an entire month, he would have, honestly, I think he would have gone past his close to, if not past, his 62 home run record. He only had 53 this year, which, don't get me wrong, though, that's still amazing. So shout out Aaron Judge for his hard work. But not just Aaron Judge, there are also so many people on the Yankees that have stood out too over the years. People like Max Fried. I was gonna say Friedman because there is a guy named Max Friedman, but he's a wrestler, not a baseball pitcher. But Max Fried, though, is someone to talk about. Anthony Volpe is amazing as well. Ben Rice, Cody Bellinger. So, there's so many amazing players on this Yankees teams. But, if you didn't know, during the time that Aaron Judge was injured, though, the Yankees were spiraling. Their record was like maybe 3 games. They only won like maybe 3 or 4 games while he was gone. So Yankees really need to consider, in my opinion, what it's going to look like for them after Aaron Judge, because Aaron Judge is getting up there in age, and so it's going to get to the point where Judge himself is going to retire. He's going to hang up the towel, or he may end up, who knows, he may end up joining another team. I mean, I personally don't see Aaron Judge going anywhere. I think he's going to retire as a Yankee. I think he's going to stay with the Yankees. I don't think he's going to go anywhere. But it's just like the Yankees really need to consider what they're going to do after Judge, because it goes to show that when Judge is injured, when Judge is gone, there's nobody really that's stepping up to the plate as good as Judge is. And so I think that with the money the Yankees definitely have, I think they could easily find another superstar to add to someone like Aaron Judge. But in general, it's like they need to consider what's the future holds for themselves. And so, like I said, that's being said between the Yankees and the Red Sox. Like I said, I really hope to see an amazing series between the two teams, a historic rivalry. And with that being said, I want to take a moment and thank everybody. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. My name is Logan Luce. This is The Athletics Podcast. Again, appreciate it. Please, I will be back here Saturday at 10 a.m. That's my normal time. Today is a little wonky, like I said at the beginning. This was kind of like a last-minute decision to be here in the studio, presenting you guys with this content on this beautiful day. And so with that being said, thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your evening. And this has been The Athletics Podcast. Thank you so much.